Hi, everyone. We are
LaChiMoLaLa.
LaChiMoLaLa. And we are back with our Saturday special of a Rendezvous. Tonight we are rendezvousing with Ghost9. Woo woo!
Yay!
Believe it or not, we had picked this before we knew they were on peak time or peak time.
Yeah, so Ghost9, I've never heard any of their music.
Nope.
Zero. I only know of them by name, and I only know them by name is because we follow Hello 82, and they have like a lot of like cool like pop-up events and stuff like that in Los Angeles now. But I remember seeing Ghost9 like maybe about a year ago or so.
Really?
I can't quite remember, but they did like some sort of collab with Hello 82. So that's the only thing I know about them is name. I don't know how many guys are in the band. I don't know the premise of anything, like nothing.
Don't know their world. Don't know their names.
Yeah.
Don't know much. For
Yeah.
me, they just kept, it's like, oh, you like this band? You'd like Ghost9. Oh, you like this band? You might like Ghost9. Hey, you're listening to this? Have you heard of Ghost9? And I was like, I'll get to you, Ghost9. I'll get to you. Um, Newsflash, I have not. Because there's so many good bands,
So
guys.
many good
And
bands.
multi-standing is hard. Once you're standing for 10 bands,
Just
you kind of run out of time.
I mean, just even two, that is a
Mhm.
lot
Um,
already.
but I'm excited because I'll finally hear Ghost9. Yay!
Yay!
And
Yeah.
well, for those of them who don't know, will you explain Rendezvous?
Yeah. So, rendezvous, you guys. Well, first off, we should really introduce ourselves. Rewind. So my name is Tammy,
And I'm Beth.
and we make up LaChiMoLaLa. And so every Saturday we watch an underrated band. And when we say underrated, it is very loosely like underrated, meaning I know it sounds weird when I say that. Wow. But when we say underrated, it could be underrated in South Korea, underrated globally, because we've done some rendezvous where the artist is really popular in South Korea, so it doesn't seem like they're underrated, but they are underrated internationally, so two stark differences, or sometimes they're both, and so yeah, what we do is we listen to these music videos, and then we question like, okay, are they really underrated or not? And most of our rendezvous come from our subscribers, and you guys tell us, okay, well, here's 3 to 5 music videos, watch them, these are my favorites, and these guys or girls should not be underrated. And normally we watch boy groups, girl groups, soloists,
Soloists.
and then, oh yeah, we've been watching like all sorts of different genres too. So it's not just like the pop, genre. We've listened to like crossover genres, rock genres. So we'll say everything. So if you have a recommendation for us, we would love to hear it. Yeah, just let us know. We have a video request form that is on our community tab or community page, community board, whatever you want to call it. And it's always embedded on our weekly schedule that we post. So the link is always there, So yeah, just put in your favorite music videos of who you consider as an underrated artist.
And we could be doing this about them.
Yeah,
Da-na-na!
yeah.
This one actually ended up being my request just because I was tired of being told to listen to them and never getting to listen to them. So thank you for
Mm,
indulging me.
yeah.
But I'm hoping, luckily, since they're on peak time, maybe there's a little more interest out there. And who knows, this could be the perfect time to get into Ghost
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
Um, but as you heard, this is a series where we know nothing.
Yeah.
So please don't remind us of how little we know, because we
Yeah.
know nothing.
We know.
If you want to give us all the info, please do.
Yes.
But remember, we know
zero. Yeah, we don't know any of their names. We don't know any premises to their concepts. I mean, because like, you know, some bands when they debut, they already start off as being characters like vampires or werewolves or something like that, you know. And we
I mean,
know
these guys look like Transformers based on this first one.
yeah, this looks like more of like a yeah, like in
Sci-fi kind of a
yeah.
Here's what I know when I did the recon, which involved picking a few music videos. One, they debuted in September 2020.
Okay.
So they debuted during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I always feel like those bands need a little extra love because they didn't get all those live performances that you do your rookie year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're kind of in like a weird spot.
Mm-hmm.
Two, their fandom name is Ghosties.
Oh, Ghosties. That's cute. I love that.
Ghosties.
Oh, that is so
cute. And three, they originally started with 9 members and now they have 7. Two guys just, you know, they decided to take their talents elsewhere. Hopefully they're still doing something awesome in another part of the biz.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so this first one is actually from 2020. It's from December 2020. It's called W.ALL, I think. It's W.ALL.
Okay.
So it might be W.ALL.
Is it kind of like a Wally situation or something like that? I don't know.
Oh no, that was a hyphen.
Okay,
I remember that.
Got it. Got it. All right. Well, before we start our rendezvous, you guys, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue on with the rendezvous series. Because gotta say, we've discovered quite a few bands that we really like from this series, and we hope you guys do too.
Yes, that's the goal. Okay, so now right before we watch this, I just want to say this actually has 10 million views. So not too shabby. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Well,
pretty cool CGI.
Yeah. I like this like introductory vibe.
Wow, it sounds kind of dark.
Right? It's got like, yeah, that synth. Ooh, I like that harmony. Ah.
Wow, I did not expect that.
Oh, I like this. I like the double time. I like that whisper. Yeah, those like razor guitars. What? can't tell which world's the real world.
Yeah, right?
Wow. Whoa.
Mm.
This definitely has something to do with our world. Whoa. Guys, that's a lot. Wow.
Wow.
So I think you mentioned in the beginning that the song's a little dark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refer to my timeline. They debuted in September 2020. So it kind of makes sense. We were all feeling a little dark at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And this has like a fun, like it has kind of like a rebellious edge to it, I think, with the guitars and the synth, and it feels like a Rage Against the Machine kind of a song, not the band, the
Mm.
actual phrase.
I was gonna say, I'm like, really? The band? I don't
Not
think
that Rage Against the Machine, the generic, what do you call those? Proverb.
Which is a great band too, by the way. But
It is a great band.
anyways, yeah, I love that band. Okay, anyways. But yeah, I mean, this song is very interesting. And you said that this is their debut track, correct?
This isn't their first music video. I think it's their second, but it's from around a similar time. I think it might be the title track off their second mini.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so
Actually, quite a few videos. I had to pare it down.
Wow. Wow, very, very interesting. Yeah, this has a very, yeah, the moment I heard it, I was like, wow, this sounds pretty dark. And you kind of get like the mood too, like from the music
Yes.
video, everything's dark. They're wearing like dark clothes, obviously, right there too, you know.
Mhm.
And
And
it's
they're
just
always in like uniforms, kind of, but not
mhm,
really. Like,
mhm, mhm. Yeah, and so I found it very interesting where this is quite an unusual song, I feel like, because the chorus slows down a lot, you know? So during the verses, they kind of speed it up, and then
mhm.
all of a sudden, like it starts slowing down, you know? So
Right.
it looks like it feels like you're on a roller coaster, when you're listening to this song.
You're 1000% right. How it just kind of like the beat drops and then they just stop all this, or almost it feels like right after this. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
suddenly like a slow headbanger.
yeah. So, the moment that knocking type like sound happens, like that's when they start like slowing down a little bit, you know? And, sometimes songs work, that way. It sounds great, but to be really honest with you, like this took me back like just a little bit. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Like I probably have to hear this song like a couple more times. And I have a rule, you guys. I have the 3 listen rule, because when I listen to music, I'm very wired differently than most people. The first time I listen to, I hear like the instrumental more than anything else. And then the second time, everything just strips away the second time, and I just hear the vocals. And the third time is a combination. So, yeah, I would love to hear this song again, because it's just very different, and something that I'm not quite sure about yet,
I will say a song that makes you think is, in my book, still a song worth hearing, even if
Yes.
you later decide, this is not my style. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, you're like, honestly, like your ears are like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, you listen to a lot of music. We both
Yeah.
listen to a lot of
Yes.
music. So to feel that kind of like, oh wow, whoa, what's happening here is interesting.
Yeah.
And I also really liked when it sped up.
Yeah.
So it's like right after this. And now we're back to the same rhythm as like the verse.
Yeah, so when they do that knocking again, they just speed up again, So very interesting. Like,
You're right. It's definitely the opposite of
very.
what a normal song
Mm-hmm.
structure would be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad thing. It's different,
Yeah.
So they do it very differently because very like you said, we listen to like a lot of music. So this track is like one of those different tracks where it's like, huh, yeah, it does make you think a lot, So
I really liked that they made a point you could really hear the background vocals when they were
mm-hmm.
harmonizing underneath someone singing. Um, I'm always complaining there's not enough harmony in fourth gen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really liked that, and I liked how prominent it was. You could still hear the soloist, but you could really hear them. That's why I know for sure it must have been them.
Yeah. And I have to say, yeah, when they harmonize, like that's really great to hear, because we talked about this offline before, that yeah, a lot of fortune bands, like they don't harmonize as much as other bands, and that's not a bad thing. That's just a choice, And so when we hear,
like it.
yeah, when
I
we
want
hear,
more.
it's a type of style, right? And yeah, and for both of us, we love harmonization, because it's it's really cool to hear it, and plus like when you hear two people, like, you have that like teamwork thing that happens,
Yes.
right? Like that person sings and you got to make sure the other person's not overpowered, and it becomes like whole like intricate thing,
It's another skill, and it's fun, that fun back and forth, that
Yeah.
playfulness.
And so that tells me as this band that is already like on their second title track, like, and they know how to harmonize, like that's awesome, because other bands, they just don't do it, and so good for them.
So yeah, I thought that was fun. And then one last thing I just wanted to say, I thought the dance was pretty fun. Like I liked when they were like jumping around kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's funny when it speeds up, the dance slows down.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a little faster, I felt like, when it was, slower. It's just so interesting. They're playing with the rhythm and our expectations in,
Mm-hmm.
as you said, a very unique way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I'd be interested to watch a dance practice of this song because of how like the music itself, the instrumental is like so different, where it just like, goes fast and it goes really slow. I mean, like not super slow like a turtle or anything, but like, the tempo
No,
is
but
much
it's
slower.
definitely it's
Yeah.
definitely a knockdown from the
Mm-hmm.
verse.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
usually it's a,
Yeah.
gear up.
Yeah. And the thing about
terrible metaphors, guys. I am sorry. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna say, like, and we mentioned this before, if you follow our Rendezvous series or just like our other videos that we watch, like we always talk about how like music videos are great. Sometimes they make that choice of telling a storyline, like Shiny's Minho, all story, But then you go to Key, also from Shiny, in different style. And his is more performance based, where it's all dance,
He
So
is the story.
yeah, exactly. So with music videos, it's cool to see like the different concepts and stuff like that. But we always talk about how they learn a whole dance that goes with it, because we want to assume the best, right? Like you want to assume that this band is going to go on tour as well or do a fan con. So they're just not going to stand around. They have to learn a whole choreo
or anything.
Exactly. So I'd be really interested to see like their dance practice for that particular song, because music videos just show like segments of all of the hard work that they've learned, So yeah.
I did notice it seems like they have some performance videos.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't have a straight up dance practice, they might have something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Which would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next one. This one's actually called Seoul, like the city.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it is from 2021. So another title track. And this one actually has 13 million views. So gone up 3 million. Not
Okay.
too bad. All
Yeah,
right.
that's pretty good.
I already can tell this is going to be like really pretty.
It looks gorgeous.
Right. All right. There we go. Oh, I should mention, by the way, if there's no subtitles, it's because they didn't have English ones,
Makes
which is
sense.
totally fine. I just wanted you to know we do like to know what they're saying if we
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
So here we go. Whoa. I love how there are logos everywhere.
Hey, welcome to Seoul. This is my city. Hey, let's go.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow. I love that weird noise.
Oh, okay.
I like that guy's voice.
Yeah.
Cute. Wow.
How cute.
Tonight, 목소리 질려만 곳으로 널 초대할게 어서 하늘을 마셔 온몸에 열기가 흘러 right now 비밀의 귓가에 속삭여줘 so we can just fly away and run away the city of soul it's the city
Oh.
I like that. Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh.
Again, some like cool effects. There are obviously an alternate universe that they inhabit at times. Interesting.
Yeah, like their music videos just from these two reminds me a little bit of Blade Runner, you know, like,
Yes,
you
this one
know,
definitely. Yes.
yeah, like they're in that world, you know. And I noticed that, like, even in the last video, there's a flying dragon in there too. So I don't know if that's like,
like their signature or something.
yeah, you know, very interesting. Yeah. So, oh wow. Okay, the song is very, very interesting as well, you know. Right off the wow, like that sound, you know,
Yes,
like
that
that you mentioned. Yeah, yeah.
whatever that is. You guys know what we're talking about. And then this too.
Welcome to Seoul. This is my city. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
넌 너무 빛나.
That
Yeah. I want to say like that intro sequence, you know, reminds me of like their traditional drums, you know, and you know those, I don't know what they call, but they have like a whole drumming thing in their folk music. So that reminded me a little bit of that, and a combination of, you know, they made it modern, you know. So
it's like been run through the synth and like sped up to
mhm,
70
mhm.
BPMs.
Yeah. Yeah, and so yeah, very, very interesting. You know, like I was like, wow, that really, really stuck out to me. I have to say though, like this type of song, as I was listening to this, I'm like, this song would be really good, like in a beginning sequence of a movie, you know, and then
Right,
it just
yeah.
fades out, you know. Or this song is actually pretty good for a club. You know,
Right.
a type of clubbing song. I could totally see this as a good clubbing song.
It's
So,
like really good considering it's not a tourism song. I hope that it becomes a tourism song because honestly, it's catchy.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
catchy, and I really like the chorus. I think the chorus is really fun. I feel like they lure us in with that interesting noise. And then by the time we get to the chorus, it's like broad and this big full sound, and you know, you're like invested at that point.
yeah. I like the chorus a lot because it showcases their vocals a lot. And also the bridge too, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
really
feel
like the
like
chorus a
you can
lot.
tell there's a lot of distinctive voices in here. They
Hmm.
all get their chance to shine, but again, I heard harmony. You
Yeah,
know, like there's many ways to shine together
yeah.
and alone.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I am really liking that aspect.
Yeah,
I just think it's really good. I really like I think the blue haired guy is a pretty good rapper, and I definitely like that one singer. The tall, dark-haired one, which is super helpful because they're all tall and dark-haired.
hmm,
That one. I think he's a really good
yeah.
singer. I really like his voice.
He has a great
This guy's
voice.
also great, but I
Hmm.
really, really like that one guy.
Yeah,
And then can we just give 5 seconds to talk about how big the budget was for
yeah,
this? Guys,
yeah.
I'm not saying that these are real fireworks, although they could be. If you think about it, how many times has a production for a movie or a TV show, you know, filmed something, a parade sequence on a day there's a real parade? You at least get some B-roll or whatever.
Yeah, oh, geez. I, if you guys are also dives, please correct me if I'm wrong, you know, on this. But I believe when they sang their last single after like there was a whole fireworks sequence too. They had one take to do their dance
Right?
correctly.
So for all we know, this is actually practical and not
Yeah,
CGI. But
yeah.
either way, like the barge in the middle of the water, practical. All those
Mm-hmm.
lights, practical.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this is, forget the CGI. This shot alone would have taken a lot of time and manpower and effort and money.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, CGI in general is very expensive, you know.
Of course.
And
Well, and practical always looks better if you can.
yeah, yeah, but also like their last music video, they had a mecha in there, you know, and so when you have like a mecha type or robot type, you know, imagery like that, you know, it's really expensive, you know, like the computer graphics, and even like the dragon that was flying, that CGI,
Yes.
you know, so they
And then
have,
like all of this stuff, and like you
yeah.
said, all the roller coaster.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, very, very cool. I loved it. I'm just blown away by their budget,
Yeah.
considering well, I mean, I see their name, but I don't really hear about them that much. Like, I don't see them on music shows that much. And granted, I don't watch music shows every day, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But it seems like their label is putting a lot behind them, but their label believes in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good,
Which is
so.
really nice to be supported creatively. It's you can't get better if a bunch of people are just yelling at you to do something that you don't know what they want. So I
Yeah.
like the chance that they're exploring a little, and I mean the video is cool and the
Right.
song's fun, and again, interesting, different.
Yep.
I could see how that sound could get stuck in your head.
Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. All right. So their next one is called Control. This is also from 2021,
Okay.
but later in the year. I don't know the month. Sorry.
Wow. They've been really busy.
Yes. And I think they have like 4 minis and a full length or something. And they've only been
Wow.
around since like 2020, the end of. So
Wow. Amazing.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Again, this one's Control. It actually has 4.7 million views.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Here we go. November. I love their logo.
I know. I was gonna say the same thing. Their logo is very cute.
It gives me Cali punk vibes. Ooh, I love that piano.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there's so much instrumentation going on right now. I have so many thoughts.
Wow. I really like the chorus, the instrumentation.
Ooh. I like this.
Wow, nice control.
Ooh. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened? I have so many questions. Like, what?
This was really scary, this video. I
Okay.
mean, not like slasher scary, but
This is like
there,
Saw.
yeah, this is like there's an intimidation factor here.
So, if you're looking for a band that has like a super happy, upbeat, sunshine type of songs, Ghost9 is definitely not that band, at least for the tracks that we're watching right now.
It's not on your pool party mix,
Yeah,
but it has a mix.
yeah.
There is a very good place and time for this.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This time, the interesting instrumentation to me was that fatty electricized bass.
Yeah. The bass, the piano in the beginning,
I
like,
love the piano in the beginning. I
yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
That was to me the beginning of like creepiness.
Yeah, I mean just that sound alone, the piano, it just like catches your attention really quickly, you know. But the chorus was beautifully done. I really, really like the chorus a lot.
I can still hear it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, yeah, very memorable, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, which is like very interesting because like a lot of artists, and I remember an interview, everyone knows RM from BTS. Someone asked the question of when you create music, how do you create music? First, like do you do the vocals first or do you do the instrumental first? In the instrumental, he said, it's always the instrumental first, And if you strip away like their vocals, like this instrumental has a lot of things going on. Like the music bed is like really, really cool, like it could easily survive on its own. Like
an instrumental version of the song would be cool.
yeah, this could easily be on Wednesday, that Netflix show, or something like that. It has like a really cool dark vibe to it, and
It
really
almost
cool.
sounds at one point like a door creaking.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you layer it in with like their vocals, it makes it even that much better, right? So yeah, again, I really, really like the chorus a lot. I felt again, like the chorus really, really highlights their vocals a lot.
Yes.
And yeah, this group does not get away with no harmonization. They definitely harmonize, which is like really great.
I feel like their rap line is fun. I like that there's more than one and they toss it around a little. I really like their vocal line. I mean, I keep saying it, but I really do. I feel like it's unusual to hear people sing so much not in falsetto, but like more in like a belty full voice and still hit those high notes. So it's just, delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly. Sorry, we gotta hear that piano just one more time because it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's a point. It's a point of that piano tune when it comes in, makes it really good.
So sinister.
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
And it goes really well with the concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way they dance with it is really fun. There was in the last one there were a couple moves that I thought were cool. Again, to your point, I would be interested in seeing dance videos for these songs as well.
Yeah.
I also thought this guy did a really great job. And this set was super fun.
Yeah, I really like that set a lot. I love their logo in the background.
Fun.
Yeah.
Like we had said before, love their logo. It's very, I feel like when I see it, I already have like an idea of the attitude and the vibe they're going to bring. And I mean, I like it. These are like the brightest, happiest outfits we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And this song is dark AF.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, to go from scenes like this,
right?
then look at how sad they all are.
Yeah.
And then, not sad.
Yeah.
I also like that they had other dancers. these looked like straitjackets to me. I'm sure that was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And scary people in masks are scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Those are my thoughts on masks.
I mean, yeah, but somehow he was on the floor at the end, so it looks like a happy ending. So
I know. I was almost wondering at one point because the people in the masks were appearing and disappearing. And then at the end, when he ran away and the guy was on the floor, I was wondering, like, have they lost control of themselves? Is the person in the mask inside of them controlling them? And did he finally get rid of his?
oh man, so deep, girl.
Okay, maybe
Wow.
not.
No, I love that.
I was thinking maybe
That's
he
cool.
finally managed, like, the crash and managed to, like, throw it out of him or
Yeah,
whatever. And he was
no,
escaping.
that's pretty awesome. I hope it's that.
I don't know, guys. Yeah, I have
Amazing.
lots of thoughts.
Yeah.
All right, so this last one is their latest title track, which is actually from April 2022. So they're
Oh,
obviously
cool.
due. They're due.
Mhm.
Now, granted, guys, they may have had a Japanese album since then. I'm not sure, but I think this is their newest title track, and it's called X-Ray, and it has 4.1 million views. And this one has subtitles, guys. Get ready for it.
All right. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Oh, right on. Wow.
That
Okay.
fuzzy. Oh, I love that clapping.
전부 무너지는 밤 멀대 기다렸지 몰입감
Oh my.
마치 이건 X-ray It's not a game 버릇버릇대 그저 사납게 Why 너의 난나 가리지 않은 나의 밤나 꿈틀꿈틀거리는 불씨 피할 수 없지 투명한 생각을 깨워 머릿속은 이미 새로워 얄쌍한 흔적이 렌즈 넘어 미스티컬
Very different.
내 반짝 있는 것들 눈에 담아 감각을 잃죠 낡은 목소린 여전히 봐봐 타오르는 별그 빛을 따라
Yeah, I really like his voice.
My guard down 겨우 나의 감각 숨겨진 나를 따라 나 다시 찾을 수 있겠지 You are my night
Oh, I like that.
들어 날 향해 소리 없는 게임 Drowning in my pain 새로 baby 꿈을 깨 교묘한 비밀을 채워 관찰한 네 빛의 신부 다 왔어 시간이 됐어 뜨겁게 뚫고 가 타오르는 별그 빛을 따라 Never let my guard down 깨워 나의 감각 숨겨진 나를 따라 나 다시 찾을 수 있겠지 You are my night 파도를 타지 어둠을 뚫고 피어날 꿈같이 yeah. 움츠렸던 밤이 하얗게 물들지야 이곳에서 You lift me up Twilight, heartbreak Being the city I can't feel it 스쳐 꿈꾸는 시간 지쳐 널 겉보게
I like them singing all together. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, so I have to say, out of all the songs that we listened to, like I found this one really enjoyable, like most enjoyable, you know, like all the songs were good, but this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. And man, they love to play with instrumentation, you know. They
I'd be very interested to know like who writes in the band.
who writes, arranges, produces, like
Because something that's
I'd be
different,
very
I mean, it's got to be them, right?
yeah. Yeah, this is very unique and very different for sure. But yeah, just the instrumental by itself, again, you know, like it's wow, like
Right away. They love to just
right
hit us
away.
with it, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that's again, I feel like they love bass. I love bass.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, it's one of those like really infectious earworms.
Mm-hmm. And again, they did a really great job during the chorus. The chorus is actually my favorite part of this song. You know, it's very catchy. It's easily an earworm, you know. And the instrument,
Like the beginning. Oh, it's so pretty. And look at the difference here. Like there's so much percussion, like 10 seconds before this. And then
yeah.
it suddenly like kind of all strips away, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I just really I liked it. This part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's made for dancing, obviously. I guess that was a little bit of my surprise. This felt a little more EDM than their previous stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I really like the rock stuff. Honestly, I would probably say the last song, Control, is probably my favorite, but I did like the style of this. It gave me like something different and definitely felt like something you would use in a chase scene on a TV show or a party scene where someone gets lost.
Yeah.
It almost is like overwhelming to the senses. But I feel like it's meant to be that way. You're supposed to be a little like it's almost too much, but not.
Yeah, it felt like a chase, you know? So that's like that rush that you would get, you know, and that's pretty much what I got from this song just from the get-go, you know? Yeah, but I really loved, you know, like at the end where all of them sang together, which is like really awesome because again, we feel like not many bands do that. So it's really cool that they again back to the harmony and stuff like that too. You know, good for them. Like I'm really I'm glad that like, you know, there's like a fourth gen band like this that still does that, you know? So
I think it's interesting. I feel like we've listed 3 or 4 different things that make them completely different from other bands in their era or in their gen.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. I can see maybe why they haven't taken off as much as they could have, because like you said in the beginning, you're like, oh, this is interesting, but I need to adjust to this.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's how it is. Like if you start setting, you know, trends or, you know, spinning off a new genre, people at first were like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, like when you listen to this type of music too, it's really interesting because it's again, it's very unique. And so sometimes it's good to listen to a song a few times to get like a grasp on it, you know, to be like, and sometimes like the more even by the second time we listen to it, it just grows on you. And you're like, okay, I could jive with this. Cool, you know.
There's been lots of songs where I'm like, I don't know, do I like this? And then 3 songs or 3 listens in, I'm like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, exactly.
It just takes you a while because you're like, whoa.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm gonna bring Stray Kids in as an example. You know, a lot of people call that like they have like very unique music as well when you listen to their music. There's a through line.
Hooks and
songs.
noises.
They have a very interesting sound to them that is particularly them. Like when you hear it, you know it's a Stray Kids song. So, and same goes for this band too, you know, like they have like a unique sound to them, you know, like they love using instrumentation and they're taking that to their advantage. And to your point too, you know, sometimes when people hear music like this, they're not used to it, but then like after you keep hearing their catalog and you give them a chance, you see a through line and then they somehow become like the one that's spearheading, you know, a unique sound that is theirs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would be very interested to like continue on with their catalog and their music because they do bring in like very interesting sounds that they, you know, that you wouldn't think would work, but it
Mm-hmm.
does, you know.
There's a lot to appreciate here. I feel like even 5 years ago, people would have been saying this was like a mashup of X and Y. But like I feel like now we don't think of it as that way. It's more like, oh, this is like a whole unique, entirely new thing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what this is. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I personally really love to describe music by how it makes me feel
Yeah.
instead of what it's, you know, who it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, you know, there's something different there. And these guys, I am feeling lots of things. I
Yeah.
also would be very interested. I mean, they have only been out since September 2020, so they've really only been around for like 2 years and 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lot of very complicated, complex stuff
Yeah.
to only be 2 years out of the gate. So yeah, they definitely seem like a band worth following.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obvious that they really love music.
Yeah.
So that means everything they listen to, they can filter it through and, you know, mold it into their sound.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right. This does remind me of the other stuff, even though it's very distinctively different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe they started a new era with this one.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But
Yeah.
I really liked it. Very different. I was surprised by this one the most, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so this is a very I feel like it's a very different band.
Mhm.
And again, I love how they play on different sounds and their instrumentation. So yeah,
Still the same vibe, but yeah, a
very
different way of looking at it.
yeah, yeah, like a different color, you know, like
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
they still have that through line of like um what do you call the like what did I blinked off for a second. Wow, I got geriatric on you guys.
You literally blinked and
Like,
went, what was I saying?
yeah, Blade Runner. It still gives you Blade Runner vibes, you know,
Yeah.
like their concept and stuff like that. They
Mhm.
still have like that you know, kind of like that darkness that comes with them, you know.
Mhm.
So I
And I
mean,
do feel like they do unusual like pauses and
mhm,
tempo switches,
mhm,
and yeah, they're obviously just experimenting, and
yeah,
you and I like bands that really kind of
yeah,
innovate and switch it up.
yeah.
So yeah, very interesting. I will definitely be keeping an eye out, and maybe I'll have to look up some of those peak time performances.
Yeah, most definitely. Same here. Yeah, I would love to see more of their performances or live performances as well. You
Yeah.
know, their music videos are very, very cool to watch. You know, I
Mhm.
feel like watching like again, you know, something very futuristic. And so which is cool. You know, I like that
Yeah.
through line that they have.
Yeah, definitely. But you're right. I feel like it'd be fun to see like a dance practice. So
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe there's more Ghost9 in our future.
I know. Put in the video request form, you guys. If you
Come on, ghosties.
yeah, want us to watch some dance practices, plop it in there for us. So, all right. I know, right? Plop.
I know.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us on this rendezvous with Ghost 9. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we are
LaChiMoLaLa.
and we will see you guys next time. 안녕.